Steve, how important a game is this in the grand scheme of things?
Well, they're all important. You know, we're halfway stage, and we've got back-to-back home games. So let's hope that our home form can stay solid and stay the way it is. I think we've only lost one in the last 17 games at home, which is a terrific record. And let's hope we can keep that for the second half of the season. We've had a decent start to the year. So back-to-back home games. Let's hope we can get the result that which obviously everybody would like.
How much of a threat will Cardiff be, do you think?
Well, of course. They're a threat in wide areas. They've got some good players in Noon and in particular I've always liked over the years. You know, they've had a difficult result at the weekend where they've lost in the cup to Shrewsbury, but they'll be wanting to put that right. And as we've seen, they're highly competitive. They're very, very good at set pieces and dangerous. So we can't underestimate them. It'll be a difficult game, but one we look forward to. And if we play to anywhere where we know we're capable, then I'm sure we'll be okay.
You said that you're at the halfway stage now. What's the half-time report or the half-term report from Steve Steve?
Well, I think if you'd have said to me at the start of the season that would be 2 points from second and 3 or 4 off the top of the league, then I would have taken it. 100% we would have taken it. It was a difficult summer for everybody. We've seen tomorrow's opponents, Cardiff, how difficult it is when you drop out of the Premier League and how difficult it is to try and bounce back. We've seen that with Cardiff and Fulham and Wigan and Wolves, and we've seen some big clubs find it very, very difficult. And make no mistake, it was a difficult summer for everybody, but thankfully the players that have stayed here and the ones that we've brought in have risen to the challenge of let's take the club back to where everybody wants to be. That hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy for anybody, but certainly we're making a fist of it. And I think, as I've said at the start, I still think we'll get better. If I watch the cup tie against Brighton on Saturday, the way the players who haven't been playing performed, then it encourages me a lot that we've got a lot of depth in the squad. And let's hope now that the manager picks the right team and gets the right results, because we've given ourselves at the halfway stage a chance. And if we stay like we are, then we've got as outstanding chance as anybody else.
You alluded to the fact that you made 7 changes there for the cup tie. Has anybody surprised you?
Well, they all played well. I have to say, as a team, it'd be wrong to just single individuals, because everybody probably thought every individual, well, if we look at it individually, they all played well. It was a comfortable 1-0. I know they hit the bar in the last minute, but it was as comfortable as 1-0 as I can remember for a long time. If we're going to be truthful, we should have scored more goals. That was our Achilles heel, and probably is our Achilles heel. But the chances we created, 23 attempts on target, they're there too, shows the dominance of 7 players or 6-7 players who haven't been involved, but reminded everybody of what a good players they are.
Are you minded to revert back to your league
well,
team?
Well, of course.
That way?
Of course. I haven't put it as a league team. They've got the jersey at the moment. And the last time they performed particularly well away from home, where we have to address and be better. Away from home, we haven't lived up to what we've done at home. Why that is, who knows? But we've got to address it and try and find a formula away from home in the second half of the season. So, all to play for. I'm delighted with what the squad have produced since the start of the year in particular. Let's hope that continues.
Let's talk about transfer window. Where you at with that, with players perhaps coming in on players maybe going out?
I've got nothing to report either way. And as I've said repeatedly, I will do my utmost to make sure that I keep hold of the squad where I've got. We'd be absolutely crazy to try and dismantle it now. And I know for a fact the owners, I've seen a report that Tom Huddleston, for example, is going to Derby. Well, I think I'd be off my rocker if I'm going to sell Tom Huddleston to Derby at this particular moment. So there's a lot of ridiculous reporting, and I have to say that, but it's the funny season. It's the transfer window's open and everybody wants a story. So I can't envisage that there'll be any marquee signings, but we'll scour the loan market to see if anybody there can improve us And if we can't, then I'm delighted with what we've got, providing obviously that we stay with what we've got at the moment, which is a very good squad.
Are you confident that you can repel all borders and keep the squad together?
Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't say on the TV, but that's what I've just said. But I'm very, very confident that I can do that, yes.
Steve's been a lot of talk about the Christmas period and what pressures it puts on the players. Has it been tough for you in the Championship this year? The amount of games being played and short.
Well, the Championship, it's never really changed, whether it's been Christmas or not. You play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. I was just there with the company secretary there, Matt, to try and fit in now the game which has to be rescheduled because of the cup game, which is Brighton, and where we fit it and where we try and put it in. And you look at the schedule, it's Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday for forevermore. That is the Championship. That's for me the difficulty of it. But just at the right time, at the halfway stage, we don't look as if we've got any real serious issues and injuries. Of course, we've got 1 or 2 knocks, which people recover, but we've got nothing really serious that people are going to be out for months. We've got a really strong squad in that respect, so that helps you cope, certainly, with the amount of games we have to play.
You mentioned players being out for months, one of those like Robert Snodgrass, of course.
Yeah.
How pleased were you to see him on the score sheet?
Well, I'm delighted for him. I'm delighted for my staff and everybody concerned. And I've said it many, many times, that probably the reason why we're in this division, unfortunately, is the likes of we're big players, Snoddy being one of them. And when I see him produce the performance like he did on Saturday, it's what we've been missing. But he's been out for a long time. 18 months is a long, long time. And for the first time, really, at the weekend, we've seen Robert Snodgrass, the real Robert Snodgrass, if you like. So I hope that continues, because that's like getting a new signing, like getting him back into the fold. And let's hope he has a really good second half to the season.
Can you see him having a big impact towards the end?
I hope so. Well, he's a quality player. He's a quality player, and he looks as if he's over the injury. Let's hope he is. Let's hope he has no repercussions, because we've seen that many times before where you pick up a niggle or a knock or a strain or whatever when you've been out a long time. So let's hope he has a good run and he could make the difference.
What was your reaction to the cup draw last night, Steve?
Well, I think I'm led to believe that we were in the bottom 4. There was 4 balls left, and Chelsea were there, weren't they? So Chelsea away or Bradford away, no disrespect to Bradford, we've got more chance of beating Bradford than we have Chelsea. So it's not mouth-watering, but gives us an opportunity to be in the next round. Saying that, Bradford have been outstanding in the cup in the last couple of years. They've had unbelievable cup runs, getting to the final of one competition. And I remember them, was it Chelsea last year? They beat 4-1 at their place. Terrific. So it won't be easy. If it is Bradford, of course, Berry will have something to say about that.